We're joined now by a photographer who has an unusual method of capturing his subjects. While we all sleep, Mike Heath can be found wandering the streets of Manchester looking for photographic inspiration. Hello, sir. Thank you very much for joining us. Well, we have to start with, why Manchester at night?
Well, it came from my railway photography. I've done a number of railway books for this particular publisher and over the last 5 years, and I've included in those a lot of night photographs of steam trains in stations and what have you. And the night photographs seem to attract more attention. People seem to like the night photographs, which resulted in me doing a night photography book on the East Lancashire Railway, all night shots taken on the East Lancashire Railway. And in discussing that with the publisher, I was told that they were looking to introduce a new series of books of cities at night. They'd already got one on York and Sheffield, and I sort of tongue-in-cheek said to them, well, I live a few miles away from Manchester. I'll do Manchester for you if
they've got York and Sheffield, they blooming well should have Manchester.
Exactly.
If you don't mind me saying so. The architecture here is so diverse. There's stuff that's been here for hundreds of years and the really modern stuff. I mean, for a photographer, it's an embarrassment of riches, really, isn't it?
So within 10 minutes of that conversation, I was undertaking to do a book on Manchester at night.
Do you go out with a specific subject in mind, or do you just see what takes your eye when you're out there?
Initially, I went out just to see what took my eye, but what happened then was I would take photographs of a particular subject, and I would see another one which I think, well, next time I come into Manchester, I will concentrate on that particular building or that particular area, and just took it as it came. I wandered the streets of Manchester, as you said earlier.
Snapping away.
Snapping away.
We should see some of these pictures,
because
it's a fabulous book. Which pictures do we have? That would be the controversial Father Christmas, upside down.
Yes, the one that looked like Zippy.
Yeah, didn't he just? Didn't he just? But I like the fact that you've captured it in a puddle, because it is iconic Manchester, the puddle.
That was taken 12 months ago. I was walking across Albert Square and I happened to see that puddle and the reflection, so I took that photograph and, like I say, cobbles and puddles. Manchester.
It sums up Manchester, absolutely. Let's have a look at another one. Oh, there's somewhere I
think I've been there once during the day. I bet Jemma's been there a darn sight more than I have.
Usually a bit more blurry than that, but go on, Mike.
Well, that was late one afternoon. I contacted the Hilton Hotel, told them I was doing this book on Manchester at night and would like to include some photographs from over the rooftops of Manchester, and I thought their Cloud 23 bar would be an ideal location. Thankfully, they allowed me an hour's freedom, late one November afternoon, at dusk, to roam freely around Cloud 23 to take some photographs, and, well, you see there are a number of those in the book. I have others as well, but there are many of those in the book.
There are lots in the book.
Do you think, because, I mean, I come to Manchester most days, and I take it all a bit for granted, so is there something we're going to see here that will open our eyes?
I think so, because that happened for me. I've become fascinated by Manchester by taking these photographs, because you come into Manchester, you're going shopping, you go and look in the shop windows, and you never look above. You never look above the shop window, and yet there is some wonderful architecture in Manchester. There's new architecture, the Urbis building we've got here next to it. We've got the Corn Exchange, the Printworks. The photograph that's up now is the Wheel.
Now, a bit of technicality here.
Yes.
Now, that must be a timed exposure, is it?
It was
for those who know a bit about photography.
It doesn't go around that quickly.
Yeah, because people would be a bit ill if it was going that fast, wouldn't they?
They would indeed. It's a time exposure. It's something...
Let's do the technology, because there'll be people who like photography. And now, I'm by no means a photographer, but there are one or two lads here pointing cameras at you who are quite keen. Do you use digital technology, or are you still a man who likes film? I'm
a man who likes film, but all the photographs in this book, with the exception of about half a dozen, were digital. So
you can still create the really evocative artistic picture. You don't lose any, because some say, if it's not film, you don't get the sense and the...
No, I think with film, film can be punchier, and I still use film in my railway photographs, as well as digital. It was really because of the weight of the camera I'd have to carry around to take film photographs with film, meant that digital was easier. Plus the fact that with digital, you have an immediate result. You can see whether the photograph has come out, whereas with film, it would be take it back, send it off, get it processed, and you won't know. So I actually knew on the evening that I'd got something that I could use.
Subject-wise matter, do you prefer the older buildings or these newer ones that are changing the skyline?
I like them both. And
very diplomatic, right?
Well, no, I do like them both. I think the old buildings are lit from outside with floodlighting or street lighting, or the newer buildings, such as Urbis, are lit from inside. Urbis glows like a low-energy bulb at night. and whereas the others, are, the floodlighting on the Corn Exchange or the Town Hall, highlights all the intricate detail of the stonework. So I like them both.
There are a few people in these photographs, but obviously by definition it being late at night, there aren't many. I mean, do you think that adds to? Because you're not distracted by crowds of people. You simply see Manchester as its structures, as it were.
That is a benefit. Obviously, I don't mind including people in because it does give a sense of scale to the photograph. But you do get a clearer view. You're not distracted by the people in the photograph. You actually look at the buildings, which I think is something you do at night anyway.
Have we seen all the pictures that we've got? Can we have some more? Because they're a fine body of work. So let's have a look at a few more of these. Because
spinning fields.
Yeah. That's
a nice open area.
Which is quite a new skyline for a lot of people.
It is a new skyline.
Yeah.
It is a new skyline, but it's...
Let's have a look.
Deansgate Locks.
Deansgate Lock, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, using the reflection of the water.
Reflection in the water, the coloured lights, and there's a use of that sort of keys.
Oh, that is... that's kind of epitomises new...
Yes.
I mean, we've got to be careful here, because that isn't Manchester. That's the city of Salford, and Salfordians are very proud of being a city.
Interestingly
it isn't
enough,
Manchester, but
their publishers almost put that as the cover of the book, but I told them that that would not have done.
You call about Manchester Illuminated and put that on the cover, there'll be a few people after you. We just had the debate about Manchester United's ground being in Trafford and not Manchester. It's that kind of thing. In fact, you have photographed the sporting places as well. You photographed City and Old Trafford as well.
Yes, I did. I put both those. I went to Old Trafford one evening when my team, Bolton Wanderers, were being beaten, but I stayed outside taking the photographs. And then I went to the City Manchester Stadium, or Eastlands as it's called, and took some photographs of that. And the Bay of the Bang, of course, which was still there when I was round.
Yeah, well, you stayed a safe distance away, I trust.
Yeah, I did indeed.
You don't get yourself spiked.
I stayed the other side of the road.
So you've done your steam trains, and you've done your steam trains by day, your steam trains by night. You've done Manchester by night. What's next for you, Mike?
Manchester by day.
Really?
Yes.
Have we talked about having...
Already.
We've just talked about the advantage of shooting at night, and now you want to do it by day.
Well, because I used to come into Manchester in an afternoon and took some photographs of an afternoon, there's a pocket-sized book called The Spirit of Manchester, which is coming out in September. The proofs have just gone back to the publisher. It revisits many of the landmarks I've got in the night, but from a daytime perspective.
Best of luck with it.
All right, thank you very much indeed.
Really enjoyed your book. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks very much.